Welcome, all you grumpy people, young and old alike. It's time for another episode of the Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth. And each week we go through a movie and we watch it, we talk about it, we talk about how we feel, and we try to bring you into our blanket for it.
Yes. And this week we are doing Grumpy Old Men.
This is a good movie. Okay, let me talk about it first. Let me give the IMDb.
Do your thing. I didn't supersede you today.
That's right. That's true.
You did it to yourself.
I did. I superseded myself. That's so bad. So the IMDb summary is: John and Max are elderly men living next door to each other. They're continuously arguing and insulting each other, and have been this way for over 50 years. One day, Ariel moves into the street. Both men are attracted to her, and their rivalry steps up a gear. It's a little bit of a tongue twister at the end.
Yeah.
It's fun for me.
I believe the tagline was something like the feud that lasted 57 years or something like that. It's been a while. Like, it's a short tagline. Yeah. Yes, so this is 1993.
Yeah.
Let's go back a bit, people. I had just moved to California? Question mark?
Well,
it depends on what month it came out. I didn't move to California
actually,
until then.
I can tell you. This came out on December 25th, 1993.
Oh, well, heck. I was already in California. I just found out I was pregnant, too.
Yeah, because we met at Thanksgiving, or
before Thanksgiving.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And, yeah. I had found out I was pregnant on December 7th. And that is the only pregnancy that I remember the day I found out.
Right.
I don't know why I don't remember with the other two, but with that one, I remember specifically.
Oh, we're so sorry to the children that are listening.
I love you all, but the conception...
They're not listening.
Discovery... No, they're not listening. No, they don't even pay attention to my text, so...
So, this is a 93 film. It is so long ago that even I'm having trouble remembering exactly. But I know this one. I know when I saw this one.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't remember when I saw this one.
So, I saw this on December 25th, 1993.
Day it came out.
I saw it opening night because I was alone in California, and while I had friends and everything else, I had little else. And I was in love with a girl who was in love with someone else. She wasn't Jesse's girl. But so I was...
If Jesse got knocked up.
Not
Jesse, but if his girl got knocked up.
I was kind of depressed, and not really like hopelessly depressed. I was just down.
I mean, you were working in a Christmas store.
I know. I wasn't having the greatest time of my life. It wasn't fun.
A Christmas store in a mall.
And it was not a Christmas store that was open on Christmas Day.
Thank goodness.
Well, it was open earlier that day, actually, because they were finishing up and they wanted me to stay.
Wasn't it like a pop-up store, too?
It's a chain that does a cycle, and they pop up, and they wanted me to stay. They didn't want to give me up. They wanted me to move with them. And I'm like, why?
I would have hated it so much.
But why would they want that?
I don't know. Did they want a bouncer? You were the grumpy face.
I was in all black with my arms crossed and very upset at the world.
Oh my gosh.
And yet they wanted me to stay. They thought I think they wanted me for corporate.
I made our friends drive me there just so I could make fun of you.
That didn't help the depression at all.
No, but
Actually, I really loved that you were there. Because,
it was...
Not just that I was in love with you, but you were my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my friend. One of the best friends I ever knew, and in such a short time. And you came there to make fun of me, which made me feel super special.
Also, I really like Christmas stories.
I know you do. So, but I went that night. It was at that mall. Mm-hmm. I went to the...
Oh my God, I forgot that mall was even big enough to have a movie theater.
Yeah.
It was a tiny mall.
It wasn't a big theater.
But there were 3 seats and a guy was sitting on my lap.
That was during the Blue movie. So, but I saw it on the big screen, Grumpy Old Men, and...
It was not that big of a screen.
It was super... Well, it was not by today's standards, but...
I'm just...
It was very poignant in a lot of ways. It didn't make me forget I was depressed. It didn't make me laugh enough to where I was, going to forget all my cares. But what it did do is it focused in on the bigger things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things about this movie is, as much as it can seem like it's trite in a lot of ways, that has so many other deeper moments.
Oh, definitely.
But how did you feel about this film when you saw it the first time?
So when I saw it, I honestly don't remember specifically. I know I didn't see it in the movie theater, but I just remember, and this is going to come right back around to what I'm going to say after this, is I just remember thinking, oh my God, they're so old. But not in a bad way, but just like, I want to be old like that. They were fun. They were joking. They were like, I've never seen old people in my life act like that. And now I'm 51. And the kicker is that Anne Margaret was only 52.
Yeah.
And all I keep thinking is yeah, I am like that.
You are.
And so, like, I love how she is. And I love Anne Margaret. I have a deep affection for her on a weird level. The first time I really recognized Anne Margaret for anything that she was when I saw her in Tommy. And I remember people saying, well, she had problems and, she went off the deep end and that she was so popular, but then she ended up being nothing and da-da-da-da. That was, she had a problem with alcohol.
She had a problem because of the way she was treated in the industry. And she used alcohol to dampen that, like anyone would want to.
Yeah. And do you know why she stopped using her last name? Because she didn't want the press and the industry to badmouth her and basically make her parents feel bad.
Yeah.
But conversely, they wanted her to play Sandy in Grease, which she was 38, and she was like, okay, I am too old to be playing Sandy.
Right.
So they ended up going with Olivia Newton-John.
I think that was probably a good decision.
She was 28, which was much older than most of the cast, but they were doing it because of who she was. But also, they changed Sandy's name from Dombrowski, which is what it is in the play, to Olsen, which is Anne Margaret's name.
Aw.
Yeah, they did that. And that's
cute.
why she's Sandy Olsen in the movie.
Nice.
But yeah, so how did it make me feel? Yes, it did make me feel like they were like, I wanted to be like them when I got older. Now, looking at it older, this isn't how I feel. I'm just saying, bringing it back around, but the age thing. I don't think and this is my vanity, I don't think I look as old as she looks at that point at 52 as I look at 51.
No.
And we talk about this often when you see people, like things from like the 80s and the 90s and even earlier than that, and they're our age, but they look like they're 30 years older than us. And it always kind of like, we always comment about that, but it's
not a brag because it's not just us or it's other
our
people
generation.
Our age, yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because we have tamped down our frustrations, and it has made us slightly immortal.
I know what it is. It's two things.
It is?
It is excellent moisturizers.
That is true.
And we are vampires. No,
we don't emote because we were told we can't emote.
it's true.
As children, we were told, stop crying.
But I think the main component is that we have microplastics in us.
Well, that is true too. So we all have like homegrown plastic surgery.
Right. I think there's not a lot of like actual flesh there to do anything with.
But I mean, if you don't emote, you're not going to have wrinkles.
Sure, I guess. That is true. I have very little wrinkles. So you mentioned the age of Anne Margaret. Jack Lemmon was 68.
Yes.
In 93 when this
movie came out.
Walter Matthau was 73. Now, Burgess Meredith was 85, playing a 94-year-old son.
Something like that. Maybe? He was basically playing Jack Lemmon's dad.
Right. Oh, he was playing.
Yeah, and there was only 17 years. I mean, granted, he could have had him when he was 17.
Sure. Absolutely. My mother had me when she was 16.
So there you go.
And O.C. Davis was 75.
Oh, wow.
And I forgot about his character, Charlie.
I forgot that Chuck died.
Chuck.
Yeah,
Charlie.
I forgot that Chuck died. But also, I kept thinking it was Burgess Meredith's character.
But
I think
too.
That's in Grumpier Old Men.
That's in Grumpier Old Men, I believe, because I don't think he actually completed that film.
I don't remember, and I didn't want to look it up because, again,
It was his last film.
It was, yeah.
Grumpier Old Men was his last film, and I'm not sure if he completed it or what, but I don't think he made it through that. I think that was...
Well, also with Walter Matthau, it was so cold in Minnesota where they were filming, he ended up with double pneumonia.
Oh no. Yeah, that's not good.
And if you don't know what double pneumonia is, because even I had to look it up, I didn't realize it was just because you have pneumonia in both your lungs.
Right.
I just thought pneumonia lived in both your lungs, not one or the other.
Yeah, apparently you can get infection in one and not the other.
Yeah.
So,
I did not realize that. So yes, double pneumonia. I thought it was just like an old-timey exaggeration. You have pneumonia and a sinus infection. You got double pneumonia. Not really.
It's important to note that we're talking about a film in which everyone, all the primaries except for Anne Margaret, are dead. They're deceased. So...
I mean, Kevin Pollak and Daryl Hannah, but they're not primaries.
The primaries.
Yes.
So Jack Lemmon, he died in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Walter Matthau died in 2000.
Anne Margaret's still alive?
I know, I said that.
Except for Anne Margaret.
And O.C. Davis was in 2005, and Burgess Meredith is in 1997.
Yes.
So we're talking about people that have passed away, and the movie that if you decide to watch this, keep in mind that these people had full, long lives, and they were old, grumpy people in this film, but they loved each other. Mm-hmm. They did many films together, especially Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
I wrote them all down.
Oh, do it. Tell us.
Okay, so they were in, I think, 10 movies together. I honestly forget, because one thing said 12, one said 10. So I'm going to go with 10. And one of them is not officially on the list, but they were both in it, even if they weren't doing a buddy.
Yeah, the primaries, yeah.
Yes. So they were in 1966. They were in The Fortune Cookie. In 1960.
I know that one. I've seen that one several times.
In 1968, they were the original Odd Couple.
Yeah.
In 1974, they were in a movie called The Front Page. In 1975, they did two movies. One called Prisoners of... Sorry, I gotta take off my glasses to read. Second Avenue. And The Sunshine Boys. Those were the two 1975 movies. In 1981, they did Buddy Buddy. Now, here is where it gets... this one is the controversial one. They were both in JFK.
Right.
Now, it was not a comedy. It wasn't a buddy movie, and they weren't the primaries, but they were both in that movie. Then in 93, Grumpy Old Men. In 95, Grass Harp, Grumpier Old Men. 7, Out to Sea, and 98, The Odd Couple 2.
Yeah.
So yes, they were in a lot of movies together.
They had a good long run.
But if I'm on a movie roll, 3 of the mains were all in Elvis movies. And when I made that comment to you the other day, I forget, what movie did you say?
Blue Hawaii.
Oh, Blue Hawaii was not one of the movies.
I know, I did that on purpose.
I was so hoping that was one of them, but no.
No, I was making a joke.
Burgess Meredith is in the only one I've never heard of. So, well, I've not heard of a lot of Elvis movies, but out of the 3, it was the only one I'd not heard of. So Burgess Meredith was in a movie with Elvis called Stay Away, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. Walter Matthau was in King Creole.
Okay.
And Anne Margaret, if you don't know, which is one of his one of his famous movies, Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when she got noticed the most. I mean,
it's also when she got into the most issues.
Yes. But she had been noticed by, she was dancing with George Burns. She had done movies with Charlton Heston.
Oh, yeah. She was in Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh my God, yeah, she was in Bye Bye Birdie. I have such an issue with Bye Bye Birdie. I can't. I just can't. And it's not a bad movie. I just...
Okay. So, what was your favorite Jack Lemmon movie? You asked me before. I just want to get this on tape.
Oh. My favorite Jack Lemmon movie is Some Like It Hot with Tony Curtis and Marilyn Monroe dressing in drag, not doing the hula.
True. And it's a good movie.
It is.
Mine was 12 Angry Men.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your favorite Walter Matthau movie?
Oh, I got to remember what it's called again. I think it's called Hanging Up. It has Lisa Kudrow, Meg Ryan, and Diane Keaton in it, and they play his daughters. They're estranged.
And I think I vaguely remember that.
But I also remembered another movie while we were watching the movie. He played Albert Einstein in the movie Einstein.
That's true.
What's his face? Susan Sarandon's ex-husband.
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah.
When he was like at his... Yeah, Meg Ryan.
And Meg Ryan again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a good movie. That was cute. It was like stupid, but it was cute.
It was stupid, but it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's meant to be campy.
I mean, I think any movie that's not literally about Einstein's actual life ends up being a stupid movie because Young Einstein is a personal favorite, even though Yahoo Serious ended up being a complete and utter dumpster fire of a human being. But I still fucking love Young Einstein, and it's a stupid ass movie.
So my favorite is The Bad News Bears.
I knew you were going to say The Bad News Bears.
Came out in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
I was very young. 6. But I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it in like 1978 when it was on, I think, HBO or something that we could see at home. I remember seeing it there.
When in doubt, we've seen it on HBO.
Probably. I just don't remember if that was far enough out for HBO to exist. I can't remember. But I think HBO was probably a little bit later. But
I mean, I want to say the late 70s.
I don't think I saw it in the theaters. I just remember that I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And it was about kids. I mean, why wouldn't you? And the guy was a cantankerous asshole, and then he became a good guy. I mean, you want that to happen. Yeah,
you want that happy ending of sorts.
You want your bad dad to be a good dad.
That's true, you do. And that's kind of like with the Meg Ryan movie. It's like he's a curmudgeon, he's dying. And it's like trying to either reconcile your relationship with your father, but also he's an asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
So the director for Grumpy Old Men, not Grumpier Old Men, but
I think he did
maybe
both, actually, yeah.
The director is Donald Petrie.
Yes.
He did Mystic Pizza.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
A fave. Miss Congeniality.
I have that one as well.
Which is crazy because I didn't even realize that. And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes, he was the director on all 3 of those movies.
So he's got the triumvirate plus grumpy old men.
Plus grumpy old men.
And probably a few more.
Yeah. I So, did you know that Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis were originally asked to play the roles?
Yes.
I can't even.
It would not have worked.
It's
a different comedy.
So then, I mean, who would have been the Walter? So here's the thing. Yes, technically, Jack Lemmon is the straight guy in the comedy duo.
Yeah.
But also Walter Matthau. So with the thing about the two of them is they're both the straight guy. Walter Matthau has a physical comedy about himself because he knows he's a funny looking guy. So there's his physicality.
He's the Saint Bernard.
Yeah. And so that's the
He's Beethoven in human form, yeah.
And he knows that. So that's his comedy. So that's where he's not the straight man, but his lines are the straight man. Jack Lemmon is the straight man.
Right.
So if you threw Dean Martin and I was going to say Steve Martin and Jerry Lewis in there, it
wouldn't have worked.
And
there's a reason why they did not go through with this, because it would not have worked.
It would not have worked.
And it wasn't even their comedy shtick. It wasn't their thing.
No.
Their thing was him playing, Jerry Lewis playing an imbecile.
Yeah.
A lovable imbecile or whatever, but he wasn't really. I think there was one or two in which he played a role that wasn't that with Dean Martin in it, but traditionally that's what they played. It just wouldn't have worked.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I literally cannot name a Dean Martin movie, but I could tell you my favorite Jerry Lewis movie.
There
Cinderfella.
Okay. I don't think I have any favorites.
So there was this thing on one of the local news, the local channels growing up, that every weekend they would play a Jerry Lewis movie.
Yeah.
And so that's they would like. I was going through like the whole Jerry Lewis. Yeah, I realized how many movies. Yeah, tons of movies.
Well, I saw mostly the Dean Martin team ups with Jerry Lewis, and that was pretty much the shtick. I didn't go beyond that with them when I was a kid, and then later on, they just kind of fell out.
Yeah.
I didn't have any sense of like Dean Martin doing anything other than he had a lot of other interests in music and stuff like that.
I think it's because my grandfather loved watching the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Oh yeah, sure.
So that kind of went hand in hand with that. And also if you look at my grandfather's humor, it was Benny Hill and Groucho Marx. So I tended to...
The slapstick was there, yeah.
So there you go. Jerry Lewis is in there. But didn't he do a movie... I could be remembering this wrong, where he was like a ghost. It was a black and white movie, but he was a ghost, a Revolutionary War ghost.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Now I got to look that up because that just popped into my head.
You're posing a lot of good questions that I can't answer.
I know, and I got to look that up later.
We're really talking about grumpy old men.
I know, but I went on a Jerry Lewis tirade, and now I've got another movie in my head I got to look up later.
So with grumpy old men, we start out with the sense that these men... They've been around for so long. They know each other so well that this is all very commonplace. The, calling each other names.
I mean, the first thing he says is like, hey, dickhead.
Yeah, so, they call each other names without even thinking about it.
Oh,
It's just what they do because it's become a thing. And you'll see throughout the movie that this is their love language. Really.
Oh, yeah.
This is how they are sure there is some feelings behind these. Like, sometimes they generally don't like each other, but I think good friends can do that.
Oh, yeah. To me, it reminded me of the Sam and Dean Winchester jerk and bitch thing,
Right.
That's basically their love language is calling each other jerk and bitch.
Yeah, I think that it's really about... The movie is not about just these two men. There's a lot more going on. This movie is, and if I just take it at 1993 and not go any further than that, then I would have missed all of these things back then.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much that I missed. There are components to this which are sad.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't get, as a kid, I didn't get why they were sad. I just knew they were sad.
I didn't remember the tax issues. I didn't remember Chuck dying. And I honestly, like we were saying, I thought it was Meredith Burgess, his character, dying when they're all showing up at the church at the end. I thought that was his funeral.
Now, I remembered that one. I knew it was a misdirect.
Yeah.
So I knew it for what it was. They really worked hard at that misdirect, too, because they actually fudged a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, why would people be crying on the way into a wedding?
Because I always cry at weddings.
No, but they cry at the wedding, not on the way in. Yeah. And everyone's dressed in black.
Yeah, it's
they really had to fudge that to get that to come across as
exactly
a twist. It's a twist.
Yeah, I think when you look at John and Max.
John and Max. That's
and when in the beginning of the movie, they're two widowers with adult children, and they're miserable. They're alone. They're very, very alone.
And they're alone because they've gotten used to the idea of not having others in their lives.
Yeah, so their wives have both passed on.
No,
that's not true. You're right.
Yeah, for John Gustafson.
Yes.
His wife is his ex-wife.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And whether or not she's alive really doesn't matter because they haven't been together. They had not been together since then.
Yes.
And it's Max Goldman.
Mm-hmm. He's the widower.
His wife, Amy, had died.
Yes.
And that he still feels that loss, and that's kind of he places a lot of his emotions in John.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just kind of, I don't think they ever got over the regrets that they had.
Yes.
Or like they mentioned in the movie several times, the chances they didn't take, the risks they didn't take.
And, it's hard to look at your life and go, oh, I wish I had done this, or I wished I had done that. It's very difficult to do knowing you can't go back and change the things that you did.
This is about loneliness in a lot of ways, and I'm in several different ways. I think this movie, its main component is loneliness. Mm-hmm. And I want to say it's not, because it sounds better for it not to be.
Loneliness and ice fishing.
Sure, and they go hand in hand.
Yes, apparently.
But I'm talking about, we have Jacob,
mm-hmm.
who is lonely.
Yes. Played by Kevin Pollak.
Right. And we have Melanie, who is also lonely. And I think she's separated.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this is John's daughter.
Yes.
And that's played by Daryl Hannah.
Yes.
But they're lonely. And Ariel, who comes in, she is also lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband had died.
5 months prior, yes.
Right. So she's moved to this new area, and she's very outgoing and very energetic. But the thing is, everyone grieves in their way, and some people grieve longer than others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure anyone ever really stops grieving.
No, I don't think you do. It just maybe doesn't hurt as much when you think about the person that you've lost, but it still hurts.
I think time blunts pain. It doesn't take it away.
Or you just get used to the pain.
That is true. Getting used to the pain is what most of us do now.
Also, she has a statue of her husband completely nude. So he was very unhappy to have stood nude for the statue. But
it's like a wood carving, I believe, like a very large wood carving.
Yes, and the scene is so funny because Walter Matthau he keeps looking at the penis.
He does.
And he looks up and he's looking back at the penis.
And they didn't make a wood joke, which was kind of weird.
But the things they made Meredith Burgess say. Now he's also he's alone.
Right.
But he doesn't seem like he's lonely. He's made himself very comfortable in his little life.
I think that's the thing is, he has already gone through all of this. And while he definitely apparently still wants to have sex a lot.
Oh my God.
And he thinks about it a lot.
Yes.
I don't think he's lonely.
No, I don't think I think he's...
Or at least he doesn't give that impression in this movie.
I think he's just very content in his life because he has, you know, he's reached the level of no more fucks to give.
But I think he's the counterpoint to John, his
definitely.
son. And see, now John, he's lonely, but he has not given up on it.
Yeah.
And just dealt with it like Grandpa Gustafson has. So he's trying to still come to this place in his life where he's been hurt. He's divorced because his wife cheated on him over time, apparently, and it just didn't work out. And he's still burned from that. And this movie really goes into the whole thing of like trying to accept what has happened to you and moving on. And in a lot of ways, you know, with Ariel, it's the death of her husband. With John, it's, you know, the loss of his trust and obviously his wife at the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's going to hurt. And then Max, the loss of his wife, who he apparently won from John. Or at least in his head, he won from John.
And the thing is I think that between Grandpa and Ariel, I think they are both the two who have come out the other side. I'm not going to say Grandpa's doing it healthy, but he's come out the other side, and Ariel's done it in a healthy way, where she's just grasping onto life. The way she's kind of introduced, not just when she's moving into the house across the street, but waking everybody up at 1 o'clock in the morning, driving a snowmobile up and down the street.
Right.
Because this is Minnesota right before Thanksgiving, and it's snowing nonstop. So that's what she was doing. And that's your introduction to this character, is her wiliness of you know, middle of the night snowmobile runs. And that's, right. You know, that's pretty damn cool. It looked fun.
I mean, she's still dealing with things. She's still grieving.
Yeah.
And she's still trying to deal with that grief. And her way of doing that is to live.
Yeah.
As much as she can.
She's just enjoying it. She's not being crazy per se. But she's still...
I mean, in a good way,
yeah.
She is.
I mean, yeah, she's not like climbing Mount Everest. And
no, but I equate her to, you know, the same kind of feeling as Meg Griffith in some of her movies in the 90s. You know, that wild thing, for one. You know, sometimes you're trying to get through your trauma by being a little bit crazy.
Well, yeah.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That is a part of the process for a lot of people. I think it's better probably and healthier to do that than just sit alone in a dark room.
Oh, definitely. And that's what...
At least the way she's doing it, she will meet other people. And I think the worst thing you can do when you're grieving or when you're depressed is to fall into that trap of separating yourself from humanity.
No, definitely.
It is very easy to do it because you don't really want to be around people, but it's important to force yourself to interact, to be engaged. And it's a little easier now with social media, but it's also a lot harder because of social media. Your true connections get kind of lost without body language, without touch.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I hug a lot of people. I am not a people person. You know that about me.
Yeah.
But I'm a hugger, which seems like it's not the thing to be.
Yeah.
Like I should be more standoffish, but my love language is showing people that they're important by giving them those hugs.
Yeah.
I've hugged almost everyone at work. Even the people who hate me. I don't do it against their will, but I catch them at moments where they want a hug. And I am there to give them that hug because I want to engage with them. And it's really the only way I know how. I can't talk to them because I just don't know how to connect with a lot of them. But I do know how to hug. Mm-hmm. That is a thing that I just know how to do. And I don't have to, it doesn't have to mean anything other than I'm right here. There's a solid body right here. Mm-hmm. You're not alone.
Yeah.
It's easy to say you're not alone over a phone call or over text or online. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to say you're not alone. I'm physically here. I'm right here touching you. You can feel me. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And, that's important. And I think these guys are getting that kind of hug from each other every time they insult each other.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's just become their thing. I know that John is not upset necessarily about Amy picking Max, but he hasn't really gotten over that because you get the sense that he was in love with her and they were probably all in this neighborhood and, they were all neighborhood kids and, Amy fell in love with Max over John in the end. Mm-hmm. And Max has always kind of lorded that over him. Even after Amy died.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know if, what the backstories are enough to know how to deal with the ex-wife dyad.
Yeah.
But I think that we can say these men are both grieving in their own way for different reasons, but they found a way to alleviate that or mitigate that in some way by the constant insults and the pranks and everything else. It keeps them busy.
Yeah.
It keeps them distracted, just like we would with a phone or whatever. Mm-hmm.
And this is 1993, so you have to consider that, cell phones are babies. And, these two older gentlemen at this point are probably, like you and I would be playing video games.
Right.
They're watching the nightly news.
Or they're playing the lottery, or they're
fucking with each other because they can control the other one's TV through the remote. Yeah.
That is the second movie in which we've had a remote fight.
You're right. That is true.
Because we had Poltergeist.
Oh yeah.
Had the remote fight.
That is funny.
Although that was more of an actual dueling remotes, but in this one we have the prank where Max. Walter Matthau, uses his remote to mess with John, who we find out has money troubles because of his not tax evasion, just unpaid taxes.
Yes.
And because his ex not only left him after cheating on him, but also kind of screwed him over on the taxes in some way.
And if you didn't realize, when Max keeps changing the channel on him while he's trying to look at the lottery numbers, every time he changes the channel, it goes to a different Little Caesars commercial. There were 3 of them.
Yeah, I saw that they were Little Caesars, and I was like, that's so weird that we're seeing this 1993, or 92 really, commercial for Little Caesars. Yeah, but I didn't realize it was 3 different ones.
Yep, there's 3 different ones.
That's funny. Or in successive, really fast successive moments, yeah.
So I think also, so sometimes, art imitates life. It wasn't Jack Lemmon who had a problem with money. It was Walter Matthau. He was known as a prolific gambler. And so when he got this role, Kevin Pollak went up to him and was like, hey, he was introduced by the director that he was going to be playing Walter Matthau's son.
Right.
And he was like, so, the script's pretty good, right? And Walter Matthau, he was like, the script sucks, kid. I owe my bookie $2 million. So,
he's a real life curmudgeon.
He is a curmudgeon, or was a curmudgeon, yeah.
Yeah.
Cranky little old man. Tall old man, because
not
tall.
little. He was very substantial. He got thinner in his, later years, but he was still very tall.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that when Ariel, I keep saying Ariel, it's Ariel. It's our D&D game,
Yes.
poking through. Ariel moves in and disrupts the natural flow of their loneliness and their depression and starts sparking this rivalry that existed, you can tell existed before that.
Mm-hmm.
When they were married, probably.
Yeah.
Before they got married. So this is probably an ongoing rivalry that has just lasted 50 years or so.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody needed that. They needed someone to come in and stir the pot.
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't intend to do it.
No, but she definitely brought life to that part of the street. She brought something that not just, piqued the horn dogness of all the old men in the area, just she's interesting.
Well, the first person to actually date her was Chuck.
Yes.
And Chuck, it wasn't about sex with him.
Nope.
He did it as a friend, and he enjoyed her company, enjoyed talking to her. He was, of all the people, he's kind of the grounded one.
Really, he is.
He stands behind the counter at a bait shop.
Yep, he owns a bait shop.
And he mitigates a lot of things and mediates a lot of things, or sometimes he just stands back and lets it happen.
Yeah.
But he's not a part of their little cranky,
Yeah, he seems
war.
like a pretty cool and pretty calm guy.
Right. And he doesn't want to rock the boat,
No.
but also he has a life.
Yeah.
And his final moments were really that time he got to spend with her, and his eyes were opened to that life that he forgot he had.
The one thing I did notice was anytime anybody mentions death, immediately Walter Matthau or Jack Lemmon, they're like, oh, he was lucky. Like on how people die.
Yeah.
And that's kind of messed up if you really think
Dying
about
in your
it.
sleep. Oh, he got lucky.
Yeah. And it's like they're talking about the dude who got into the car accident. And he's like, oh yeah, how's he doing? He's like, well, he died. And he's like, lucky bastard. It's like, when you hit, I guess they hit that age of just done.
Well, they hit that age, but it's also that
loneliness.
Just ongoing. I mean, they made their own hell because they just kept doing the same things over and over again, ad nauseum, and it just never seemed to end, nor did it seem to change until this, and that's where that spell was kind of broken for them, and they got to evolve. Even at their late age, they got to evolve. It's never too late to change.
Oh, yeah.
That is, I think, a very important part of this movie is it's never too late to change. How things are going, because you've always done them, is never really the best way to do things.
Yeah.
I instantly want to do that because that is my nature. I want to do the same things every day. I don't want it to change. But the minute it does change, I usually am pretty happy about it, even if it's afterwards.
Think about like how many times you're like, oh, I really like to go to school for, this, that, and the other thing. But you're like, but I'm too old. Meanwhile, I'm getting sent back to school at 51 years old. And, you're not too old to go back and to get your degree. And it's one of those things where, it's easy to feel like you're too old to do something, but it, like you just said though, you're never too old to change, to try new things, to just put yourself out there. You still are alive. Keep living. Now, if you're I do not like when people say your life starts at the just past your comfort zone, and I don't think that's true. I am not going to go out there and skydive. That is beyond my comfort zone. That's not living. That is terrifying. That would be me living a hell. So I hate when you see statements like that, or like you see people say things like that. If that's not for you, that's not you. Then don't push your life like that. If it means that you spend the rest of your life sitting in a corner reading a book and that makes you happy and gives you joy, then that's
Yeah, but that's not reliving your hell.
No.
That's you finding a level that you are comfortable with, and you're okay with that.
Well, I know reliving my hell would be, or like living my hell would be skydiving.
Right.
So to me, that's beyond my comfort level. So that to me would be hell. Yeah. But to somebody else, it would be an adventure. But if it's not your idea of an adventure, don't think you have to push yourself outside your comfort zone.
Right. But with John and Max, they needed that push. And they chose that push because they did not have to approach her.
No.
She did not approach them. They ogled her until she finally did something about it.
Yeah, I see you looking at me. I stole your mail, to learn about you. I mean, with John, she straight up went over to his house and used his bathroom because she said that that's how you get to know somebody is by going through their bathroom.
And something I love about her character is she says the most honest things that, for me, I have this thing about in life, I often will say something that is a truth so blatant that it stuns people.
Yeah.
And it's not something I do out of joy. It's something I do because I'm not trying to get them stunned. What I'm trying to do is to subvert the expectation that I'm going to lie about it. Because I see, as the autistic person that I am, I see a whole lot of neurotypical people lying about things that don't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, for me, telling the truth, and I'm not talking about brutal honesty. Brutal honesty is just cruelty.
Oh, definitely.
So when someone says, I'm so honest, I'm brutal.
I'm brutally honest.
No, you're just a bitch. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's just being mean because you enjoy causing others pain. And that's a different thing. But when I'm very honest about something that they would not expect, that they would expect a white lie or something like that, I think it's important to put those into life, because if you don't do it, no one's ever going to, because I've watched neurotypical people avoid that truth over and over again. And then I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I've got to say it. Here's the truth of this.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't announce it like that, but that in my head, the statement is true, therefore the statement must be entered into the conversation.
Yes. I'm brutally honest with how I portray myself towards others. So what you see is what you get. And to the point of detriment, because I am a sharer, and most people are sick of my voice within the first 30 minutes of knowing me, because I feel I have this compulsion. I don't think people understand me half the time. So I think that's why I tend to overshare.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I understand that. The honesty, it's important to do it. But like you said, if you're brutally honest, sometimes you're just an asshole.
Well, I think when you're announcing that you're brutally honest, you can be just saying honest. That you're cruel.
You can be brutally honest, but as soon as you say those words, oh, I'm just brutally honest. No, you're just a dick.
But, they perform their masculinity as when Ariel's there.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're very they want to fight each other.
I know.
And there's something very sad about having old men fight each other. But also in real life, it's very dangerous to fight old men. And I'll tell you why. They have no give a fucks.
No.
They don't care if they live or die. So you've already picked a battle with someone who's ready to go. And number two, they know all the tricks because they've already done them.
Exactly.
And number three, they don't even remember how to be afraid of the thing that you're afraid of. They're going to try to kill you.
Yeah. They've lived their lives.
And they're not afraid of a long prison sentence.
No, because they know the truth that prison is just a matter of no bills, 3 meals.
Or how long you have to be there in the first place.
you get a bed, you get a cot, you get 3 meals, you get some yard time.
So we have these moments a little bit before, but after Ariel arrives, where John's memories are surfacing because he's wistful for what he could have had if he'd taken that risk.
Yes.
And you see that, he's haunted by the past that is slowly eating him alive right now because of the taxes and that kind of thing.
And him running away from the tax guy is kind of funny.
It's funny until you realize the reason why he's running away is because he's very afraid he's going to lose the things that he's worked so hard for. I
don't know why he leaves, though. Because maybe that's a boomer thing,
I don't know either.
Somebody's banging on my door, and I'm going to go sneak out the top upstairs window and run to my neighbor's front yard. Well, I'm a Gen Xer. Somebody bangs on my door and they want something from me. I'm going to the innermost room of the house and hiding in there and pretending, or my personal favorite is, oh, I've got a big bay window behind me. Slink down the couch and nobody can see me now.
That's exactly it. My parents taught me how to hide from bill collectors and tax collectors.
Some of my early memories is me hiding from somebody banging on our door for money.
So, he does that, but I think it's, maybe it's the boomer thing, but also maybe it's just for
the movie.
Comedic effect.
Jack Lemmon climbing out of a window in his pajama pants and a coat is kind of funny.
Right. It's also, again, sad because, this older man he was a teacher for...
Yes, taught history.
Yeah, he taught history and, he did the work, he was retired, but he lost his pension.
Yep.
He doesn't have any money. He's had to sell his piano that he loves.
Yep.
And, it's just... those types of things, you see him still processing grief, but also gaining more grief as he goes. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard in those moments to see why John is still holding on.
Yeah, and which is probably when, again, the whole comments about, lucky bastard for dying.
Right. Yeah.
He's depressed without coming out and saying he's depressed. And... his daughter's going through separation and he's trying to be happy for her. And he keeps rooting for Jacob, who is Max's son, and when he finds out that his daughter is separating from her husband and he's talking to Jacob and he's like, they're separating.
Yeah.
Are you seeing anybody?
He knows that Jacob's been in love with her this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And, ultimately, he likes their family.
Oh, yeah. No, he likes...
And that's Amy's child, so this is not, necessarily about Max.
No.
It's about him, wanting their families to be together because they've always been together.
Yeah, and he wants his daughter to be happy, and he likes Jacob, and he does not like the current husband.
Who is Shooter McGavin. So...
Ay vey.
But yeah, so Max has this thing. He's very macho in his head. Mm-hmm. And he does a lot of aggressive things.
What's his, the fishing rod called again? The green?
I don't know. It's a mallard.
It's a mallard, but he calls it something else. I forget what he called it. Should have written it down. Yeah, Max has his fishing rod that he calls the Green Hornet, which is in the shape of a mallard.
Yeah, it's a mallard with the stem or the rod itself coming out of it. It's not a very big...
No, it's a kid's fishing rod.
I don't... Yeah, I guess it is. But for ice fishing, which is what they're doing in...
Minnesota.
I'm trying to think of the town's name.
Oh, Wabasha.
Wabasha?
Something like that.
Okay. I can't believe we don't know the town's name. And Jacob's running for mayor, by the way.
Yes.
But, the ice fishing there is all very close up. It's inside these little huts. So the poles are not very big.
You can't have...
They're very small.
It's not like fly fishing,
But you can tell that this one is really old, and it probably was. I think in the photo where they have the fish, he does have that rod.
Yes, I believe he does.
I think. I can't remember exactly, but you see an old photo in which two young boys are holding up fish, and that the taller one is Max and the shorter one is John. And so... this is a very long history, and that pole has been around for a very long time, apparently. Mm-hmm. And it's also his lucky pole, which is why he keeps using it.
Yes, because he does do really well with that pole. And when he's showing Ariel how to fish, she uses that rod, right? Or does he lose it before then? No, I think she's using that rod.
No,
I don't remember.
He loses it before then.
He did.
And then he only gets it back after that fish, I believe.
That's true. He takes her fishing, and she ends up catching this very, very big fish. And she's holding it and stroking it, and he's all excited. And she's like, "It's the catch. I get the point of this. It's the catch and the release." And he's like, "No, it's gonna be released on, stuffed on, and mounted onto my wall." And she's like, "No, it's going back to its friends and its family." And he's like, "Well, let me get a picture of it." And she's sliding it back into the hole.
So I didn't even wait for the photo.
No, because he always brags about how well he does, and how John does not do well fishing. And it's so funny because then John, early on, he did not catch many fish. And he takes one of his fish and he puts it in the back seat of Max's truck.
Right, which is going to be a rolling joke throughout the film.
Yes, because this happens a couple times.
Yeah, which means they really don't prank each other that much. There's only really two pranks.
Yeah.
The water on the snow above the door.
Yeah. With the tax man.
Huh?
With the tax man.
But also at the first of the film when John.
Yeah.
Not Jack Lemmon, but John, the character, is spraying the water above the door when Jacob comes out.
Yes. Well, it's funny, and it's easy to mix those two names up. My ex-father-in-law's name was John, but he went by Jack.
Okay, that's weird.
I know. Well, no, Jack is like a nickname for John.
I know, but it's not any shorter, so it doesn't seem to make any sense.
It's literally the same. It's four letters either way. But
it doesn't make any sense to me.
But...
It's like, what's your name? Bernard? Okay, but what's your nickname? You go, Wiederhoffen. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, well, it's funny because, my ex wanted to name our first one John. And I was like, no, your dad's name is John. My dad's name is John. My sister's dad's name is John. No.
That's too many
Johns.
That's too many Johns on the dance floor.
No, so he got a better name in the deal. But I like Jack. I would have done Jack if he'd mentioned Jack. I like the name Jack.
So Max he's got a lot of macho things, but he cracks at these different moments. In the film, he loses that facade. Mm-hmm. And you see Walter Matthau is very good at one thing. And that is making his face do the things you don't expect them to do. And while many of them are jowly,
oh my God,
the jowls, it's mostly in the eyes.
Yeah, he has this it's like he had a big, huge battle with gravity and he lost. It's in the slump of his shoulders. It's in the sag of his face. And yet, yes, in his eyes, he can emote. I mean, when he finds John after they have their fight in the bar, and he sees him, and or when he goes to the hospital, and it's like he's just not even saying anything.
He's not crying, but his eyes are just
red and glossy, but they're he has the face acting down.
Yeah, and he cracks these moments, and it's one of those things where he's never going to admit that he loves John.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they're
He's his brother in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's also, you know, while he's not going to admit that, he's also going to protect himself at all costs by being that curmudgeon at all times.
Yes.
You know, he has a few moments where he wants to try to reach out, but just like you saw at the bar, it only takes like him, you know, John saying "spit it out" to completely derail that want, because he is so busy protecting his own heart that he never lets John in until later.
Oh my God, they are Sam and Dean Winchester.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Crap. And Matthau is Dean.
That's true too.
You know, I hate to say it, but it's true. It's
well, maybe he'd be in the Odd Couple or something.
Yeah.
So Ariel is still dealing with her thing. Mm-hmm. But what I really like about her interactions in the movie is that she is a part of everyone's life in some way. In the scenes.
Yes.
That, you know, Chuck, she spends time with him. She spends time with John. She spends time with Max. Mm-hmm. What you don't really see is her spending any time with the kids in this scenario, which is Melanie and Jacob. Yeah. They don't really interact with her.
No.
In fact, I don't think Melanie interacts at all with her.
No, I don't think so.
I think only Jacob is talking in the room with her, but they don't directly address each other.
No, and I think with that, but Melanie's aware of her existence because she's like talking to her dad. And so have you asked her out? Have you, you know, so she's aware of Ariel being, you know, in the picture.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I think that, you know, Ariel is, she opens herself up quite a bit, but she didn't devote any of that time to the kids, which are admittedly not prominent in the film.
But she doesn't really devote any time that we can see on camera with Grandpa either.
That's true. None, in fact.
But when you first see his character, and basically this sets the tone for Meredith Burgess' character. So the first time you see him is John is dropping off. Oh, he's picking up the drill so he can go to his own hut on the frozen lake. Yes,
the ice auger.
Yes, and his dad, Grandpa, he comes out and he's pissed because he's out of beer. And John's going to give him one of his beers. Well, he takes the whole bag from him. But in the meantime, they're talking and he's like, talks about it. There's a quote unquote girl. Did you mount her?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first words that come out of his mouth. And it's like, holy shit. Meredith Burgess can be a horn dog. I mean, but the character is. And that just set the tone because for the rest of the movie, all he does is make sexual innuendos. And in the closing, right before the credits, there's these cut scenes of him and Jack Lemmon when they're looking out the window at Chuck going to Ariel's house, and the shit they made him say.
I know.
Holy.
Or he decided to say, I don't know if that was improv or not.
But the reason why I was laughing, it wasn't that the perverted little jokes and innuendos were funny. It was his little old man face when he would say something and go, make a little look what I did. Oh.
At the end, yeah. And he would turn around so that you couldn't see his face.
Oh my goodness. He was adorable. I love him.
But, we have that, there is, the romance angle in which Ariel and, well, at least two of the men, Chuck bows out early on because, well, it wasn't really about romance, it was about friendship.
And then he died.
But we have Max and John who are vying for Ariel's affection. Mm-hmm. And the issue with that is it's the major part of the movie. And I think that a lot of times it seems like there's a lot of pranks going on. But as we saw in the movie, there's just not that many pranks. So really, it's just a lot of staring at each other and being cranky.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that across.
Each other names. Yeah.
It's hard to get that across as action. So sometimes you lose a little bit of pacing where you're just like expecting something to happen and it doesn't really seem to. This is not an action comedy.
No.
So you have to really, put your expectations into the drama within the comedy.
Because they're telling, like we've been saying, they're telling a story of loneliness and grief and overcoming it and finding a new life late in life.
Right.
And starting over. Because everybody in this movie, except for Grandpa, is starting over.
That's true, too. So we have all of these people, including Melanie and Jacob, who are starting over.
Yep.
They're basing a lot of things on the past. So history plays a long part in this movie because it's all throughout the movie. I mean, this is a lot of reminiscing of past events or the past in general. But generally, that's where you stand with this movie is you're just looking at them reminiscing. Mm-hmm. But you have this progressive moment of Ariel. I keep saying Ariel. Ariel is the movement. And then you have Jacob and Melanie as this really very weak sub-story within the movie.
Yes.
I'm really trying to figure out why, especially Daryl Hannah, who was right at her uphill into celebrity, and why they chose to do this role. I don't really know.
I don't know.
I don't understand why, because Kevin Pollak also big then.
Oh yeah.
Why they took such diminutive roles? It's a very small roles that
they are, but
it does have face time.
I think with Kevin Pollak, he was still very new.
Yeah, but he was pretty huge in comedy circles.
But acting not so much.
Sure.
And I think that's why he ended up taking this because like I said, the interview that he'd given when he talked about Walter Matthau talking about his bookie, he said that it was one of his first roles, and to work with greats like Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau and Meredith Burgess was a huge thing for him.
So maybe that was the same thing for Daryl Hannah. Maybe that was her way of putting herself out there for different generations, but also to work with some of the great legends in the industry.
And think about it. At the time, we may not have known, I happen to know who these people were because I grew up watching old movies with my grandmother, and so I knew who Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau and Meredith Burgess were. But a lot of people our age may not have. But they knew who Kevin Pollak and Daryl Hannah are. And that maybe having those names in there, even though they themselves were kind of taking a back seat to these bigger names, or these older names,
bring some.
It would have brought the younger people.
Audiences.
Yeah.
Which this really is for. I know it's grumpy old men, but it's aimed at slightly less old grumpy men.
Yeah.
The later, maybe 30s and 40s. That's kind of what it seemed aimed at. But also you have that draw of this younger couple that are finding their way together.
Yeah, that even though she has a child, it's not, again, starting over is not important. Is not impossible.
Right. We have this moments of hope. Mm-hmm. And I think that the movie plays a lot on... And
it's a slow burn for them.
Oh, yeah.
Because even at the end of the movie, they're not together. But and you can tell at time that there's been time apart. Because Kevin says to her, or Jacob says to Melanie, you look good. And she's like, I feel good. And then they talk about the divorce.
Right.
And so time
and he's
has
mayor
obviously...
now.
And he's mayor now. So time is obviously passed.
Right. I don't know. I think this movie has so many complex pieces, and I don't know if it was intentional. I can't say that it's intentional for everything. And there are some that I'm probably adding in myself emotionally. But I think I've been pretty honest with this one, that while it lags a little bit, I think that much of it has to do with you have to pay attention to the film.
Yeah.
Because you can't just look away and listen to it. There's a lot of physical reactions and physical, not comedy necessarily, but...
Well, Jack Lemmon falling off the roof is kind of funny.
Right. And Margaret running out of the sauna.
Yes, and flopping around on the snow.
Leotard or bathing suit. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Or when they're up on the hill, and she just throws herself backwards, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And then she starts making snow angels.
Right.
That is funny, and because again, she's living in the moment, and it sounds so cliche and so, hippy dippy, but she was living in the moment.
And she was a little hippy dippy. That's kind of that's the way they made her, because she's from California.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah, the stereotype of the Californians,
Yeah, living in Minnesota.
Surf's up, bro.
Yeah, snow surfing.
Oh, they invented snowboarding and grumpy old man. Excellent.
Well, it's funny because our daughter did the whole snow thing too, snow swimming, but she was on the swim team. But the swim team was taking turns taking videos of each other diving into the snow because they couldn't go to their swim meet. And so they were wearing their swimsuits. I don't know if
diving into the snow. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but instead this was a sauna, and you could hear her in the sauna, and then she runs out of the sauna, and Aunt Margaret throws herself onto the snow and flops around. And I think that's when Melanie sees her for the first time, right? She's like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, because she's at John's house.
Yes.
And I think that is not at the point where he is blowing up.
No.
That is before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So John does blow up. John's pissed because ultimately Ariel is with Max.
Yes. I think here's the thing. John says to her, "I can't do this."
He white fangs her.
Yeah, he basically, "Go on, get, and she gets pissed, but I don't feel like, and maybe I'm missing something. I don't feel like she went to Max. I think Max had it in his head that he won because John said he won. But I don't feel like, did anybody inform Ariel of this whole thing?
I don't think so.
Or are they just passing her back and forth in their minds like she's a piece of property?
Well, I mean, if you look at the film, how it's set, especially in 93, it's probably fairly progressive. But if you look at it now,
yeah,
in that, not using that lens of history, which
I haven't said in a while.
All right. But I'm saying it now, which should make you afraid.
I know.
Is that she really in this movie, and I'm preempting the
grumpier.
No, I'm preempting the Castellini test here. But she lacks almost all agency.
She does when it comes to those two chooches and how they
she loses that because they just decide things. Mm-hmm. And she has little to do with it.
Yeah.
She comes in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
But that's all she's used as.
Yeah. And she's the one who takes the initiative to pursue John. John cuts it off. But then it gives Max this false sense of I won, even though Ariel's not aware.
I mean, they spend time together, but I don't know that it's romantic.
Because she says as a friend, and we're going to be great friends, and she probably still continues to think of such, that they're friends.
Right.
And meanwhile, he's thinking that he's won the fucking lottery with this girl.
But again, it's that lack of agency where she doesn't get a choice in this. He's decided this already.
Yeah.
And John is also just as bad because he's like, well, I'm letting you have her. She is not a prize to be won.
Nope,
she is
not
a
just
human
property.
being. And that's the thing, is they're kind of trading her like a card back and forth, as if she has given any consent to that.
Meanwhile, she's rolling around in her front yard and painting pictures.
Right. And I think she's very much not aware of all the goings on between the two, even though she seems to be hyper observant. But yeah, I think that she just lacks the agency that she should have in this film. Maybe in the other one she does. I never saw that one.
Don't remember. I did see it, but I don't remember all of it. It's been a very long time since I've seen that one.
Yeah. So we have grandfather, who is, Burgess Meredith, and he kind of, I think he ties things together because he's the limitation.
Yes.
So you only have so much time in life, and they are seeing this older man who's alone. He's a career alone.
Yeah.
And because he hasn't found anyone else, he talks about sex all the time, but he's alone all the time. And while he may be just as happy as can be, that is not how these two want to end up.
No.
When they spend time in the shack, they spend it begrudgingly. Whereas Grandpa is there,
enjoying his life.
Enjoying himself because he enjoys what he does. Not everybody needs to be with someone.
Yeah. He's happy to fish every day and drink his beer.
But he is the limitation. He's the mortality that his son keeps looking at.
Yeah.
Because as you see your father getting frailer, older, and the possibility of him no longer being there, you start wondering about how much time you really have left.
Yeah, definitely.
And is it worth, if you only have so much time left, is it worth doing the thing? Or not doing the thing because you only had so much time left? I would posit, of course, that you should do the thing.
Yeah.
Because for me, you only have one life. You have a single finite life. And if you do not do that thing, you will never ever get the chance to do it again.
True. But also, if you're happier and if you're going to be happy and not do the thing, then don't worry about it either way.
No, I mean, the thing you want to do,
you
should be doing. That's that thing of, if you find someone who makes you happy, you should not avoid that. You should be taking that wholeheartedly and doing the thing.
Yeah. So, how
Billy Joel's Tell Her About It. But not everything, people. Not everything. That's a bad idea.
No.
Don't take it literally. The song is not literal.
No. So, how does it make you feel now?
Sad. I know it's got a hopeful everything else, but I don't get to just think about moments. I get to relive them. And I relive other people reminiscing about their moments. And for me, I just keep focusing on John's sadness in the film because that's the thing that hits the hardest for me.
Yeah.
The comedy isn't really why I see it. I'm glad it's there because it needs to cut the drama.
Oh, definitely.
It needs to cut the poignancy and the sadness that not just John feels, but also Max. Because even though they're doing this little dance with each other all the time, they're still doing it alone, very separately. And they're both, that's something in the film. If you watch it, and the thing that I think to look out for are the things in the background, because they paid attention to the details in this.
Oh, yeah.
In John's house, when he's doing something, you see Max doing something in his house. And when it cuts over to Max, he's doing that thing.
Yep.
And you see John doing his thing in the window behind him.
Yeah, they're very, very aware that the windows are open and you can see into each other's houses. Because they comment about that many times. So you can see into each other's houses, but the person whose house you cannot see into is Ariel's.
Right. But these two have lived next to each other so long that they've developed being together alone.
Yeah.
And that's a very lonely way to be with someone.
Oh, definitely.
And I think towards the end of the film, you get to see that change.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it's really not John. And it's no one's fault. It is how you mitigate your own grief and pain and everything else. But it's not necessarily John. It's more Max, who just never got over feeling like he somehow lost.
Yeah.
Which, this isn't a competition. No, and that's what it kind of comes to in the end. This isn't a competition, and your friend could die on you with you being a little asshole the whole time. Mm-hmm. Or a tall asshole.
Tall asshole, yeah.
With a long butt crack.
And that's how he won Ariel. He showed off his butt crack. So, yeah, I mean, again, I understand that it makes you feel sad. And there is a sadness to it. It just seeing actors that, you know, you grew up watching in movies and seeing them portraying these older, you know, adults. Again, for me, it was the Anne Margaret of it all, because I did watch her in Tommy, and that to me, like, yes, I saw her in Bye Bye Birdie and a few other movies, but it was Tommy where, yeah, she was older, but she was still just on it. And then seeing her in Grumpy Old Men, and I'm like, oh my God, she's still beautiful, but she's so much older now. And now I'm looking at her and I'm going, bitch, we is the same age, you know? We could be friends. And that would mean so much to me, you know? It would be really, really cool. But also, I don't know. There's a lot of feelings in this movie. I didn't remember a lot of what happened in this movie. So for me, I've got a lot of fresh feelings. I forgot about Chuck. I forgot about the horn dog, Meredith Burgess.
I forgot about Dre.
I forgot about Dre because, you know, he ain't dead. He's in my basement.
God, that's weird.
You don't know the lyrics?
I know. It's weird that you brought up the lyrics so quickly.
Yeah, that's who I am.
You didn't hesitate. You just kind of you just rolled right into it. It was weird.
But
like, I would have had to think about it, but you just kind of just rolled in.
Sometimes those things
like,
pop into my... The fact that I could barely keep my eyes open, mostly it's because the light is shining in my eyes, and it's not your fault, it's just the light. And the fact that I could do that, it really scares me sometimes. Really does. Oh my God, I'm so itchy. We were doing a lot of work today out in the barn, and it's just itchy day. So, Castellini. What do you think?
Okay, well, I guess we're going to segue to that.
I know.
You did an excellent segue, by the way.
Chicken itchies, and yeah.
And you just blurred out Castellini.
Castellini.
All right, so let's see where it falls on the Castellini test on femininity, or not femininity, on feminism.
Feminism, equity.
I mean, we can put femininity in there if you want to.
Sure.
That's fine. I think Walter Matthau could use some lip liner.
He needs more femininity in his life. I mean, the man had only broccoli and no mistletoe.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But he did eat a lot of TV dinners.
He did. So I was actually surprised he had the broccoli. Now, my other question is, last name is Goldman. And they're reminiscing about mom's cooking. So you were like, do you remember the turkey mom used to cook? And do you remember this, that, and the other thing? And the potato latkes. That's not Christmas. I mean, I ate a lot of potato latkes, but I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
To me, I just equate potato latkes to Hanukkah.
Sure, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't have it other times.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, were they Jewish or not? I mean, not that it matters.
Well,
I'm just not.
Goldman, I guess you can make the assumption.
I mean, we did watch The Birdcage.
And I guess that makes us experts.
Well, the last name was Goldman and they were Jewish.
Just like we slept at a Holiday Inn Express.
I heard somebody the other day said I put the ish in Jewish. I love that.
I put the wish in Jewish. That's even better. They can use that one. You can give it to them.
Oh, sure. I don't even know who it was. It was some... Oh, no. I think it might have been one of my podcasts I listened to.
Oh, okay. Well, you can contact them and let them know to use that instead.
Yeah.
It's like the Greendale thing where, like, you know, the dean, instead of saying for, like, the environmental day or World Day or whatever it is. And he says instead of Greendale, he changes it. He changes the name.
To Greendale.
No, he doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
He should have done that.
They should have done that, yeah.
But he used a worst pun, and they had 5,000 flyers printed up, and he told them to destroy them and rename it to Greendale, like Jeff had said.
Yeah, and so basically
this isn't near as funny if I have to explain it on the podcast.
It's not as funny, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
Ariel and Meredith? Or not Meredith. Oh my God. Melanie?
Melanie?
Meredith.
Sure. Yeah, I think we could say they both had it. That's going to be weird if this passes. Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, which is good because they did not.
They did not.
Either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
See, that's hard, okay? Because, no, actually, that's not hard. Ariel talks to John about their, being teachers, and they talk about their pasts, but they talk about their relationship, but not in every conversation. They talk about other things.
And also Melanie talks to her father.
Yep.
Not about their relationship, but about the house. Or the kid.
Or Ariel.
Or Ariel. And so, oh my God, I think this is going to pass. Yeah. Okay, we'll get into it. At least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it could not reach the same
Ariel.
Level. Yeah.
So, yeah, it passed the Castellini.
It's got to pass the Castellini, and in the oddest way.
And it's not even that diverse because, literally, Chuck's the token black guy. And he dies. Not even the first 30 minutes of the movie. Yeah,
so if we're talking about feminism...
it is Minnesota.
Which we are, and we always will be. And we're talking about equity. Mm-hmm. This film is really not that.
No, it is not.
It is a product of its time. And it is about 2 older white men.
Yep.
Who are obviously cishet.
Minnesota.
But that's the world that we live in, is very white cishet centric.
Yep.
Men.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the Castellini test, it passes. Is it a feminist film? By no means.
No.
I think that in many ways, the women are considered property. Where you have John kind of protecting Melanie by attacking her ex-husband rather than, not attacking, but, going off on him.
Yeah.
Rather than just accepting the fact that she is an adult and can make her decisions without him trying to add fuel to a fire that doesn't need to be there.
And even if I have to come to terms that if my child has a relationship with somebody and they have a child with that person will always be in their life. And that's something I have to deal with. And that's something that John should have dealt with. That regardless of his feelings towards Melanie's husband and whether or not they were getting separated or divorced or getting back together, that is still her daughter's dad. And he had every right to be there and be a part of their Christmas.
Yeah. I can understand why he doesn't like the guy.
Yeah.
And why he doesn't want to deal with him. Yeah, I get that. There are parts to both of those that I see that I can understand and get behind. Would I do things the same way? Of course not. I hate beer. So I would never go to a bar and drink beer. With the exception of German beer, for some reason I like certain ones.
So, funnily enough, the address that you see in the beginning of the movie, on the letter that he gets from the tax guy, that address is for the actual bar called Slippery's.
Oh, that's funny.
And so the fact that Slippery's is in the movie.
Okay, I didn't know it was an actual, that's kind of cool. So, this film has given us a lot to talk about. I mean, we have really filled out this thing because there's just so much, and we haven't hit on everything. I know we missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think you should give it a try. It is an older film now. For us, it's not. For us, it's just yesterday. Although I did really get a time loop when you start seeing the cars.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah, but when you see the cars...
Oh, and the cell phone with the antenna?
Well, you had to pull the antenna up, the plastic antenna up, yeah. It was a crazy time. So there was no texting.
It was a crazy time.
There was no texting back then.
No.
We still had beepers.
If you text, you had to hit the letter 3 times or whatever to get the number 3 times to get the letter you wanted. It took you a while. There was
no one did it though. No one really texted. You just called.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which seems like the opposite now. And I agree with it.
So, I would like to take a little side journey and talk about our friend Pat Green.
Okay.
If you remember when we watched Poltergeist with Pat, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I couldn't remember what movie we watched with him. I'm sorry, Pat. I've slept a few times since we've done our thing.
It's because right after that, we did an entire...
Oh my gosh.
2 hours of...
The Exorcist. And painting.
In a live watch.
Yes.
And it was a lot.
It was a lot.
And even though I loved doing it, it kind of mixed in with us recording with Pat before that. So yeah, I understand that.
So if you remember when Pat was, he didn't talk about this on the air, did he?
No, he talked about. I couldn't remember if
he just did it on the air, or if he did it with us afterwards.
Yeah, he did talk about Thrive.
Okay, so so Pat is a part of this program that they're going to be doing called Thrive Survivor Initiative Book Launch. It is going to take place on December 13th from 11 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. at the Fountaindale Public Library in Bolingbrook, Illinois, Room C on the 2nd floor. Join author Pat Green, a survivor of domestic and sexual violence and former child model, for the launch of his new Hearts of Glass novel, Hearts of Glass Fade Away and Radiate, plus a trauma-informed conversation on surviving SA/DV, creative healing through art and writing, and opportunities for survivors to share and publish their stories. He'll be joined by fellow author Alexa Cherecki, author of Buford's Purposeful Day. The lineups vary by event, depending on, because there's going to be multiple events. But Pat will always share the stage with a woman or a trans author. A nurse and trauma expert will be on site, and for every 2 books purchased, 2 are donated to local shelters. This is fantastic. If you're in the area, please check it out and let Pat know that you heard from us. And we will be providing the link to the website in our show notes.
Thank you for joining us for Grumpy Old Men, 1993. This has been Cozy Quilt Cinema with Beth and Michelle. We love having a space. We love having you here, right with us in the blanket fort, watching these movies. We want to share our emotions and insights that we feel linger with us after the movie is over. We want to keep those feelings going. So why don't you follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky? You can do that at Cozy Quilt Cinema, all one word. Or you can send your feedback and personal reflections to cozyquiltcinema@gmail.com. You can always find our episodes wherever you listen to finer podcasts. Please consider subscribing and leave a rating to help our community grow.
So we actually received our first movie request from Nicole, and she would like to see, obviously not see, but she would like to hear us discuss Bridget Jones' Diary.
Sure.
So if you have any requests, we have a list of movies we need to get through, and we will try to get through all of them. But if you have a request of a movie that you think we might... And Bridget Jones was actually already on our list.
It really was.
It was. But if you have one and maybe it's not on our list and we can add it to our list, please contact us, email us, send us a private message on Instagram. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And maybe try to guess the movie. So next week's movie, don't make me use my teacher voice on you people. So next week's movie, here are our 2 clues. 3 separate endings were filmed for this movie, and the DVD offered the option to randomly pick an ending. Some local newspapers actually would post if they were showing ending A, B, or C. And it was done because they thought maybe we'd get more people to watch the movie. It did not, which is a shame because this is an amazing, amazing movie.
It is an amazing movie.
So, my other clue. This one should actually give it away.
I mean, that one would have.
That one would have, but this one should. A member of the girl group, the Go-Go's, has a very small role. And I'm really fighting myself to not do the thing I want to do, but I'll do it next week.
That's probably for the best.
So, until next time, my friends. Dickhead.
Huts. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Looks like Chuck's taken old One Eye to the optometrist. Oh, geez, Dad. Looks like he's gonna enter the Holy of Holies, coitus uninterruptus. Yeah, it looks like Chuck's slipping her the old salami.
Oh, Jesus, Dad.
Looks like Chuck's gonna put the hot dog in the bun.
Oh, Jesus, Dad.
It looks like Chuck's a tomcat on the prowl.
Meow.
Looks like Chuck's taking the old log to the beaver. Looks like Chuck's gonna bury his boner. Yeah, looks like Chuck's taking the skin boat to Tuna Town. Looks like Chuck's taking a ride on the wild baloney pony.